living in Toronto, that's really difficult. So my option was living with my best friend for 3 months, rent-free, and then moving into a house with 8 other people. I was person number 9. And I mean, we did our best to make it work, but it's crazy that I had to move into a house with 8 other people just to get back on my feet in the city of Toronto. And I'm only one person. When there's people who have children and babies and cars and all these other costs to them, I can't even imagine what their options are, and maybe it's next to nothing.
So right now my boyfriend and I are actually living in my bachelor apartment, which previously I had lived in by myself, spending about 60% of my income on rent. And I was lucky enough that I knew my landlords. They were looking for a tenant that they knew well and that they were comfortable renting out to. But that's not the case for a lot, if not most, of the people who are coming to Toronto. And I'm worried that on some level, a lot of the rental opportunities that are more affordable are going the way of a lot of other things in the city right now, where it's becoming a nepotistic issue in a lot of ways.
So I've been a renter in the city because my idea initially was to have a city job, live in the city, kind of like I think a lot of people anticipate doing in their future. But the reality was that I have 2 roommates, and even now that I've secured a full-time position, it feels like a long ways ahead before I can actually have a place that I can call my own, whether it's owning a home or just renting and just living on my own.
We actually just moved this week. I think one of the big concerns is going to be with the changes and trying to calm down the market, what does it do for us who've already bought into the market? Whether it's government changes, economic changes, how does that affect our property values and those of us who invested to stay in Toronto, and how's that going to affect us in the long run is probably one of our concerns. But making sure that we're not pushing people outside of the city core who want to be there, who add to the culture, who add to the great experience of why we want to be in the core of the city.